Tonight in 2023, the Royals are going to start a starting pitcher who is 0-10, Jordan Lyles. Her run average is about 6.8, and it kind of looks like he may never win a game this year. The 1960 Pittsburgh Pirates had a reliever who was a football pitcher named Elroy Face. Not a big guy, 5'8", 155. Played for the Pirates from 1953 and 55 through 68. But Elroy Face had the season of a lifetime in 1959. He compiled the highest winning percentage in Major League history with an 18-1 record. That's .947 winning clip with a 2.7 ERA, 1959. Actually registered a streak of 98 appearances consecutively without a defeat from May 30th, 1958 through September 11th, 1959. Yeah, Elroy Face and Jordan Lyles are both ends of the spectrum. This is Apba Baseball Classics, where yesterday's stars performed through cards and dice, classic games on our tabletops. Good morning, everybody. We're up to Game 64 of the King of the Hill tournament. We have the 1960 Pittsburgh Pirates against the new Kings of the Hill, the 1959 Chicago White Sox. Here's the starting lineups for today's game. Verdon, Skinner, and Grote. Clemente, Stewart, and Hoke. Burgess, Mazeroski, and Friend for the Pirates. For the Pillows, we have Aparicio, Fox, and Landis. Kluszewski, Lawler, Smith, Phillips, Rivera, and Shaw. Speaking of winning percentages, Bob Shaw was 16-3 in 1959. Not too shabby himself. We're going to roll 6 dice in our games today. I read red, white, and blue, and then purple, yellow, and green pairs of dice. We're ready to go. Bob Shaw's completed his warm-up tosses. We're using Merino boards, a hybrid game between basic and master. It's more like basic, but gets you the left-right splits, which is kind of an amazing one to start off. Look at Verdon. He's negative 17 against left-handed pitchers and +1 against righties. All right, Bob Shaw is a 15 pitcher. That's an A-Z pitcher. And Bill Verdon steps into the box. 5-6 is a 34. Pop out to the shortstop. Shortstop Louis Aparicio takes that one. One gone in the first. Here's Bob Skinner. His role is a 5-4, and that's a fly ball to Jungle Jim Rivera, manning right field for the White Sox. This game in Comiskey Park. And the next batter is Dick Grote, the 1960 NL MVP. Dick Grote rolls a base hit. Grote is on first with 2 gone. And here is Hall of Fame right fielder Roberto Clemente. His roll is a 5-2, and that's going to be a ground out to third base. Go to the bottom of the first, 0-0, White Sox coming to bat. All right, your friend and my friend, Bob Friend, takes the mound for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Grade B pitcher, YZ modifiers. Merino boards, he is a 14-rated pitcher. Louis Aparicio steps into the box for Chicago. He's a spark plug of the Go-Go Sox. Led the American League in stolen bases with 51 and 59. Stole one in their first game in the project. All right, 2-6 to Louis Aparicio is a fly ball to right field. That's Clemente's territory. 1 down. Nolly Fox, 300 hitter in 1959, rolls a 36. That's a 33. Y strikeout for Friend, and Fox goes back to the dugout to grab some pine with a strikeout. Didn't strike out too much. Here is Jim Landis. Landis rolls a 3-5, and that's going to be a base on balls. So with 2 outs, the Sox get a runner on base for Ted Kluszewski, who rolls a 2-3, and that's going to be a ground out to second base. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left. Top of the second inning, it's the Pirates nothing and the White Sox nothing. Pitcher Bob Shaw came up with the Detroit Tigers in 1957, was traded to the White Sox in the middle of 1958. He's become a great starter on this White Sox pitching staff. First roll for Bob Shaw to Dick Stewart is a 5-6. Pop up to the shortstop, Aparicio. It's the first out. Don Hoke rolls a 4-5, and that's going to be a base on balls. Don Hoke is an aggressive player. He is a fast base runner, F24 stealing. The F will prevent him from stealing at this point in the game. Smokey Burgess, 294 hitter, great line drive hitter, steps into the box. And Smokey rolls a 2-2. That's a 7-play result. And Smokey rips a line drive single to right field. Don Hoke will get all the way to third base. Pirates are threatening first and third here in the second inning. Here's Maz, 273 hitter. His roll is a 1-5. That is a fly ball to left field. Since we're playing Marino boards, they need to roll an extra dice to see how deep it is. 4 is the middle number. The depth is only 30. And the left fielder for the White Sox is Smith. See what his arm is. 32, so that's -2. And then the running speed of Jim Landis is not going to be, Don Hoke is not going to be good enough. Hoke is 15, so that's +13. He only scores on a roll of 1 through 31, so it's too shallow to try. Unproductive out, fly out to left field. 2 gone, and now the pitcher, Bob Friend. Bob Friend rolls a 5-5. That's a game called because of rain, so I'm going to ignore that result. I did that a few weeks ago. I don't think they rolled over real popular. So we're going to get another dice roll. That's going to be a 3-6 for Bob Friend, and that is a 33. Pop out to the second baseman. All right, the Pirates threaten but don't score. Bottom of the second, 0-0. All right, Trevor Lawler is in the lineup today. Didn't play yesterday. He's facing right-hander. He was a right-handed hitter, though. 3-2 for Lawler is a ground ball to second base, fielded by the sure-handed Bill Mazeroski. Lawler is easily retired at first base. Doesn't get down the line very well at all. Fuzzy Smith comes to bat. He rolls a 3-2, and that is a ground ball to Mazeroski again. 2 outs. Bubba Phillips. Bubba Phillips rolls a fly ball to the right fielder, Bob Clemente. And the White Sox aren't going to get many base runners challenging Mazeroski and Clemente on defense. We go to the top of the third. No score. Top of the third inning, and the bespectacled Bill Burton steps in the box for the Pirates and rolls a 2-5. That's a 8 against an A pitcher. Actually, 8 against a 13 with the -1. Or let's see, Burton is a +1 against right-handers, so being 8 against a 14 pitcher. That's a fly out to left field. 1 gone. Bob Skinner. Skinner rolls a 1-6. That's a ground out to the shortstop, Aparicio. 2 outs. And that brings up Dick Grote, who rolls a 4-3, and that's a comebacker back to Bob Shaw, who handles it and throws to Big Ted Kluszewski at first. 3 up and 3 down for the Pirates in the third. 0-0. All right, General Jim Rivera is in the box for Chicago. He's a fast man. Bob Friend into his windup. Here's a pitch. 21 is a fly ball to left field, caught by Bob Skinner. Here's Bob Shaw, the pitcher. 21 roll is another fly ball to left, 2 outs. And now Louis Aparicio rolls a third fly ball to left field. So Bob Skinner busy on defense in the outfield. White Sox are still looking for their first hit. They've had one base runner by way of a walk. Or top of the 4th inning we go. Nothing. Young talented right fielder Bob Clemente steps into the box for the Pirates to start the top of the 4th inning from Carolina, Puerto Rico. Here's a pitch from Bob Shaw. 21 is a fly ball to right field, caught by Jungle Jim Rivera. Clemente's 0 for 2 on the day. And here is Dr. Strangeglove, first baseman Dick Stewart. 36 base on balls for Stewart. He has as many as about 30 home runs with the Boston Red Sox. I think that was about the 62 season. Stewart had 23 in 1960. Slow runner at first base. We'll play it safe with all my slow runners, unless I say others while running the base pass. All right, Don Hook rolls a 4-1, and that's going to be a ground ball to the shortstop. Aparicio flips the Fox to Kluszewski at first. It's a 6-4-3 inning double play. Bottom of the 4th, nothing. All right, Sox pitching has been outstanding. And their defense has been great, but they're going to have to score some runs to win this game. Nellie Fox will start off for the White Sox in the last of the 4th, still looking for the first hit. 6-6 roll by Fox is a hit column roll, and it's 1-2 is just a single. Not a lot of power with Nellie Fox. Average speed at first base. Jim Landis is the batter. He rolls a 65, and that is going to be a high pop out toward the Sox dugout. Smokey Burgess throws away the mask and gets under it and makes the catch. 1 out. Here's Ted Kluszewski. Kluszewski rolls a 5-3, which is an 18. Both teams are fielding column 1. If we're playing basic Apba, the White Sox total 46 added up is one of the highest totals of any team I have. They're a great defensive team, but Pirates are 42. They're fielding column 1. Merino boards lets you use more specific defense. So let's say 18 will test a shortstop who is fielding column 1, and that's going to be a ground out to shortstop with Fox going to second base. Sherman Lawler is the batter. Lawler rolls a 3-1, and that's a 9. That's a 9 on column 16. Friend's a 14 pitcher, but plus 2 or to him makes him 16. It's a base hit for Sherman Lawler, and that's going to drive in Nellie Fox with the first run of the game. So the White Sox do get a run. They won yesterday's game 1-0. Lawler with an RBI. And now here is Al Smith. Smith rolls a 4-4. That's an 8. He's a -3 against, so the friend would be a 17. And that play result has a white strikeout modifier, so Smith strikes out for the 3rd out. But the White Sox get on the board with 2 hits. We go to the top of the 5th inning. Chicago 1, Pirates nothing. Smokey Burgess leads off for Pittsburgh. He is 1 for 1. He singled his first time up. This time he draws a walk. Smokey Burgess trots the first with a free pass. Here is Bill Mazeroski. He rolls a 6-1, and that's going to be a fly out to left field. Burgess will have to return to first. Bob Friend is the batter. 3-2 roll. That's a 26 to ground out to second base. And that's going to be a 4-6 fielder's choice. Friend's going to be on at first. Burgess is out at second. Friend is also a slow runner. Bill Verdon is the batter. Billy Verdon rolls a 5-5, which is an 8. +1 against right-handers makes Shaw a 14. And that's a fly out to right field. Pirates are retired in the 5th inning. They don't score. 1-0 White Sox. It's the bottom of the Chicago order. Phillips, Rivera, and Shaw. I used to love watching games out of Comiskey Park. The way it was open, and then when trains ran by the stadium at Comiskey Park, you can kind of see them in the open areas there. I went to Comiskey to go see their last game, and that was a memorable trip. I went with a friend. Bubba Phillips leads off for Chicago. 26 is a ground ball to third baseman Don Hope. Picks it up and throws across the diamond. Phillips is retired, 1 out. Here's Jungle Jim Rivera, another native of New York City like Bob Shaw. 4-6 roll is a comebacker, hit back to Bob Friend. Picks it up and throws to Stewart at first. He caught it, 2 outs. Bob Shaw comes to the plate. His roll is a 1-1 roll. That's an 8. -4 against right-handers, 8 against a 18. Is going to be out a fly out to center field. So 3 up and 3 down for the White Sox in the 5th. Go to the top of the 6th inning. Chicago 1 and Pittsburgh 0. All right, do the bat for the Pirates in the 6th inning is Bob Skinner, Dick Grote, and Roberto Clemente. Tough part of their order. I went to go see that last game at Comiskey Park. Let's see. They wore their new uniforms, which are the current uniforms they had then. That was cool. And I think they wore those uniforms the last 2 games. We were walking around Chicago. I had this expensive camera day. The second to last game of the season was like fan day, and I think you could go on the field and take pictures of players. And it was the middle of the night. We didn't go to a hotel room. We thought we'd just go to the airport, sleep, and catch the plane the next morning. And I had extra money in my jacket pocket, and I thought, let's just go get a hotel room. We'll get up, go to the airport. But we did. My friend didn't want to. He wanted to walk around Chicago. Walk around downtown Chicago in the middle of the night. It's not an advisable thing to do. There was a guy following me looking at my camera, so we ducked into Harry Carey's restaurant and sat at the bar there. And the guy, we told the bartender, yeah, there's a guy following me, and he goes, well, you can leave it here with me. We don't close till 2 o'clock. They actually closed at 1. And still walk around, and I had somebody follow around. So the bartender was trying to steal my camera also. I guess that's Chicago. Here is Bob Skinner stepping into the box. The pitch from Shaw to Skinner is a 2-5. That's an 8. Skinner's a +1 against right-handers, so 8 on 14. It's going to be a fly out to left field. Skinner's retired, 1 out. Here is Dick Grote, 325 hitter, a great hit and run guy. He's got a 331s on his card. 2-3 is a 12. That's a ground out to third base. 2 gone. And now Roberto Clemente. Clemente rolls a 1-3, which is a 40. Foul ball, strike 1. Next roll is a 5-5. And that's a base hit for Roberto Clemente. Clemente is 1 for 3. All right. Clemente is F18 stealing, but with the modifications, we have to take 4 off between Lawler's arm and Shaw's move to first. Chances to be safe is 11 through 32. Not very good. Less than half a chance. We're going to let Dick Stewart swing the bat. 23 homers in 1960. Dick Stewart rolls a 4-1, and it's a ground ball to shortstop, picked up by Aparicio, goes a short way to retire Clemente at second. It takes us to the bottom of the 6th inning. Bob Shaw's shutout is still intact, 1-0 White Sox. White Sox pitching has put up 14 straight zeros in this project. They've not been scored on yet. They've not scored many runs. They've only scored 2 runs in the entire project. Let's see if they can make this 1 run hold up again like they did yesterday. Here is Louis Aparicio leading off for Chicago. He rolls a 5-6. That's going to be a strikeout, caught looking. Little Louis's got to grab some pine. Here is Nellie Fox. Fox is 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout. His roll is a 3-5. That's a base hit for Fox. 2 for 3. Center fielder Jim Landis steps into the batter's box. He rolls a 4-1, and that's going to be rolled on to the shortstop, Grote, to Mazeroski over to first. Not in time, as Landis is really motoring down that line. Nobody has a quicker turnaround than Bill Mazeroski at second base on double plays, but this time it didn't work. Score 4-6. Fox out at second, and now Jim Landis is the runner at first. And Ted Kluszewski comes to bat. Man with the biceps and the cut-off sleeves. Rolls a 1-3, which is a 41. Hit by pitch. If I were a pitcher, I think he'd be the last guy I'd want to pluck. First and second, Chicago. 2 outs, and Sherm Lawler is the batter. Lawler rolls a 5-3, and that's a 19. Bouncing ball to Phillips at third base. Throws in the dirt at first. Dr. Strange glove can't glove it, and it's going to be a two-base error. I said Phillips at third. It's Don Hoke at third. E5. Lawler goes to second. Landis scores an unearned run. And Kluszewski goes to third. Second and third, Chicago. And it's now White Sox 2, Pirates nothing. All right, we've used 6 dice rolls, so I need to go back to rolling the dice. 29 is going to be a comebacker back to Bob Friend. That ends the 6th inning, but the Pale Hose score 1 on the benefit of just 1 hit, unearned run. We're at the top of the 7th inning. It's Chicago 2 and the Pirates nothing. An embarrassed Don Hope did lead off the 7th inning for the Pirates. That bad throw to first led to a run and doubled the score. Bob Shaw is not close to his fatigue point. He is rated to pitch to 30 batters. He has faced only 23 Pirate hitters. 5-3 to Don Hoke is an 18. Hard hit to short, gets past Aparicio for a base hit. Fast runner at first, F15 stealing won't give him much of a chance to be safe if he tries it. Smokey Burgess steps up to the plate. He's been on base twice, singled and walked. His roll is a 1-6, and that's a 28. Grounded to Aparicio, who flips the Fox, not in time to first. Burgess legs out a potential double play ball. Smokey's the runner at first, 1 out. Bill Mazeroski. Mazeroski rolls a 6-3, and that's a fly out to center field. 2 gone. All right, manager Danny Murtaugh is going to pull a plug on pitcher Bob Friend and send up pitch hitter Dick Schofield, batting from the left side, 333 hitter and 102 at-bats in 1960. Green is warming up in the bullpen for Pittsburgh. He'll come in and pitch the top of the 8th inning. Dick Schofield represents the potential tying run. His roll is a 3-4, and that's a fly out to center field. That's a 3rd out. We go to the top of the 8th inning, or bottom of the 7th inning, I'm sorry. 2-0 White Sox. All right, Freddie Green is the new pitcher for Pittsburgh. Comes from Titusville, New Jersey. He's a grade 12 reliever with a Y strikeout modifier. All right, Bubba Phillips subs into the box for Chicago. They enjoy a 2-run lead. 3-2 is a ground ball to second baseman Bill Mazeroski. He throws to first. Phillips is retired. He's 0 for 3 today. Jungle Jim Rivera rolls a 2-4 fly ball to Bob Skinner in left field. He makes the catch. 2 outs, and pitcher Bob Shaw rolls a 1-2, and that's a ground ball to Mazeroski at second base. 3 up and 3 down for the Pillows. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Chicago leads by 2. Bill Verdon leads off for Pittsburgh in the top of the 8th. White Sox hurler Bob Shaw has had them by the throat. He's allowed only 4 hits and 2 walks. There's a pitch to Billy Verdon. 1-6 is a ground ball to Aparicio at shortstop. Scoops and fires the first. 1 out. Bob Skinner rolls a 6-1, and that's a 40. Foul ball for strike 1. Next roll is a 45. That's a base on balls. 3rd walk allowed by Bob Shaw. It gets a tie and run to the plate, though, in MVP Dick Grote. Dick Grote rolls a 6-4, and that's a swing and a miss, strike 3. Big strikeout there for Shaw. Bob Clemente rolls a 6-2, and that's going to be a ground out to second base. Bottom of the 8th. It is Chicago 2, Pittsburgh nothing. All right, 5'9", shortstop from Maracaibo, Venezuela, a national hero of Venezuela. Luis Aparicio steps into the box for Chicago. That's tough day today, not defensively, but offensively, he's 0 for 3. He rolls a 6-6 roll. That's a hit column roll, and 63 will be a leadoff 2-base hit for Luis Aparicio. A lot of speed there. Second base. Here's Nellie Fox. All right, if Aparicio has any ideas of stealing third, he's a C31. Green's moved to first, and Burgess is throwing out base runners is both 0. But you got to take on the odds board. You have to take off 5 for stealing third. And if there's another 2, if there's a left-handed batter, and Nellie Fox is a left-handed batter. So his chances to be safe are 24 is a success number, 11 through 46. I think we'll hold at second base. I'm not sure I agree with Appa taking off 5 for stealing third. There are some fast base runners who almost prefer stealing third over stealing second. All right, Nelson Fox is the batter. Chokes up on the bat, holds it vertically, open batting stance. Here's the pitch. Fox rolls a 5-2. The pitch is strike 3, called strike. Fox caught looking. Here's Jim Landis. Landis rolls a 1-1 roll. That's a hit column roll. 2-6 is the second column roll. And Jim Landis hits a 2-base hit, RBI attached. Aparicio scores. It's 3-0 Chicago. Big insurance run here in the bottom of the 8th. Ted Kluszewski rolls a 5-5. Grounded to shortstop. Landis will hold at second. Kluszewski is out at first. Sherm Lawler. Lawler rolls a 5-1. Lawler strokes a single up in the center field. That's going to score Landis from second base. RBI for Sherm Lawler. That's his second RBI. Lawler is 2 for 4. White Sox move out to a 4-0 lead with the way they're pitching. I think the horse is out of the barn. Here's Fuzzy Smith. Pop up on the infield. Don Hoke calls for it and makes the catch. That closes out the 8th inning. But the White Sox score 2 runs on 2 hits. Chicago 4, Buccos nothing. For the Pirate 9th, Dick Stewart, Don Hoke, and Smokey Burgess will hit, and Bob Shaw will try to pitch a complete game. He has faced 31 batters, so he has passed his point of fatigue, but has no marks against his point of fatigue. Dick Stewart steps in the box for Pittsburgh. He rolls a 3-6, and that's going to be a base on balls. Stewart takes first. Don Hoke. Hoke rolls 1-6. Ground ball to Aparicio, who flips to Fox at second. The runner is going to be safe at first. Fielder's choice. 1 gone. Don Hoke is the runner at first. Smokey Burgess. Burgess rolls a 3-6. That's a 33. Pop up to the third baseman, Bubba Phillips. 2 gone. And it's up to Bill Mazeroski. Mazeroski hits a ground ball to third base. Bubba Phillips throws to Ted Kluszewski. And that's your ball game. Final score, Chicago White Sox 4 and the Pittsburgh Pirates nothing. All right, the line score for today's game is the Pirates score no runs on 4 hits and 1 error. White Sox 4 runs, 5 hits, and no errors. The winning pitcher was Bob Shaw. He pitched a complete game shutout, and the loser was Bob Friend, 7 innings, 1 earned run. And now the White Sox have played 2 games in this King of the Hill tournament, and they have hurled 2 shutouts. First early win, that was a combined shutout. Early win, Jerry Staley. And today it's been Bob Shaw. Tomorrow the White Sox will send lefty Billy Pierce to the mound, and he'll be taking on the 1961 New York Yankees from Comiskey Park. Join us for that one. Thanks for watching. Have a good day, and may God bless.